The broom tells us how nice togetherness is, but the male manhood advises us to ignore even close companions and go it alone. Welcome to another episode. Here we're going to a fresh chapter, and that's chapter 29. Mm. As usual, we shall do the introduction first. Chapter 29 is Surah Ankabut, or the spider. So Ankabut or Al Ankabut or the spider. And as usual, still, I will show the chapter to you. I can go to the next page straight away. Oh my God, this Quran. All right, let's do the introduction first. Mm. Introduction to Surah Al Ankabut, to Surat Al Ankabut 29. This surah is the last of the series began with Surah 27, 27, 28, 29 in a series. The surah of the series began with Surah, no, not 27, 19, 17 rather. Sorry. With the series began with Surah 9, 17, XVII, in which the growth of the man as an individual is considered, especially illustrated by the way in which the great prophets were prepared for their work and received their mission, and the nature of revelation in relation to the environments in which it was promulgated. Full stop. Then brackets follows. See introduction to Surah 17. We did it. Mm, Brackets close. Then full stop. It it also closes the sub-series. Sub-series is hyphenated. It also closes the sub-series beginning with Surah 26 XXVI. I always say it. I can get lost here. XSVI, which is concerned with the spiritual light and the reactions to it at certain periods of religious history. Full stop. Then see the introduction to Surah 26 XSVI. Brackets closed. Then paragraph. The last surah closed. The last surah closed with a reference to the doctrine of the Ma'ad. Ma'ad, M-A apostrophe A-D, capital M-A apostrophe small A-D, Ma'ad, lengthened A-D, or final return of man to Allah, to God. So that's the Ma'ad. Ma'ad means final return of man to God, full stop. The theme is further developed here, and as it is continued in the subsequent three surahs, it forms a connecting link between the present series and those three surahs. Those three surahs. Here I have to say surahs and not surahs. It's English whether we change the R to E. Surahs. Oh, well, somebody will say surahs. Okay, paragraph. In particular, emphasis is laid here on the necessity of linking actual conduct with the reception of God's revelation, and reference is again made to the stories of Noah, Abraham, and Lot among prophets, and the stories of Midian, Ad, Thamud, and Pharaoh among the rejectors of God's message. Full stop. This world's life is contrasted with the real life of the hereafter. Paragraph. Chronologically, the main surah belongs to the late Middle Meccan period, but the chronology has no significance except as showing how clearly the vision of the future was revealed long before the Hijrah to the struggling brotherhood of Islam. Full stop. Paragraph. Summary. Belief is tested by trial in life and practical conduct. Though Noah lived 950 years, his people refused faith, and Abraham's generation threatened to burn Abraham. Hmm, into brackets, chapter 29, sign 1 to 7. Hmm. Uh, though Abraham lived 950 years, hmm, I will add in brackets as a prophet. His prophethood was 950 years. And so the Quran uses it as 950 years. Uh, Researchers, Islamic scholars have gone to see that, have found out that it's more than 150 years because he did some years before prophetship. And after prophetship, after he was saved from the ship, he lived another 100 years or so, 300 years, making it 350. Mm. In total, 1,350. Uh, and the same scholars have told us if anybody says 950 years, they are right. And if anybody says 1,350 years, in other words, 1,350 years, they are right as well. All right, that's a note on that. Mm. Uh, Paragraph. Lost people not only rejected God's message, but publicly defied him in sin. The Ad and the Talmud had intelligence but misused it. Comma, the Karun, no, it's not the Karun, and Karun, Pharaoh, and Haman perished for their overweening arrogance. Hmm. Overweening is spelled Overweening, overweening arrogance, semicolon. They found their worldly power as frail as a spider's web. I see. So you see why we have Ankabut. Mhm. It is it's named after the arrogance of Pharaoh, Karun, and Haman. Mhm. When their power was shown to be like spider's web. Mhm. All right. Paragraph. The Quran, as a revelation, stands on its own merits and is a sign, colon. It teaches the distinction between right and wrong and shows the importance and excellence of the hereafter. Chapter into brackets, chapter 29, signs 49 to 69. Let's venture into the surah itself. Hmm? Ankabut, I showed it to you already. Ankabut or spider, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Then to the right, Bismillahi ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Then we have Alif, Lam, Mim, abbreviated letters. Hmm? Okay. Ahasiba an-nasu an tutraku an yakulu amana wa hum la yuftanuna. A question. Do Alif Lam Mim, ALM, sorry, ALM on the English side, and there is a note to it. I will add it to the second note and read them together. But let me read this before. Let me read the translation of the second uh, sign before. Do men think that they will be left alone? Ahasab Anasu and Tut Raku, they were left alone on saying, and Yakulu on saying, we believe, and that they will not be tested. we believe, and that they will not be tested. أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. If you believe, you still be tested. Don't think that the believers even are tested more than the unbelievers. Uh, all right. The first sign ALM, Alif Lam Mim, is A, capital L, capital M. I think I showed it to you. And the note to read is 3422. 3422. We are asked to contrast in our present life the real inner life against the outer life, and learn from the past about the struggles of the soul which upholds God's truth against the environment of evil which resists it, and to turn our thoughts to the Ma'at, or man's future destiny, in the hereafter. The Ma'at was explained earlier. Mm. That's the return of all of us to God. The man or man's future destiny in the hereafter. Okay, to return to the hereafter. And that's no 4 2 2 to sign where to sign one. ALM Alif Lam Mim. Let's go to the note of sign 2, which is 3423. Merely profession of faith is not enough. It must be tried and tested in real turmoil of life, in the real turmoil of life. Mm. That's faith. Faith must be tested in the turmoil of life, the real one. Full stop. The test will be applied in all kinds of circumstances, in individual's life and in the relation to the environment around us, to see whether we can strive constantly and put God above self, and put God above self. About self means above the desire of your heart. Mm, Okay, full stop. Much pain, comma, sorrow, and self-sacrifice. Self-sacrifice is hyphenated. So much pain, sorrow, and self-sacrifice may be necessary, not because they are good in themselves, but because they will purify us, like fire applied to a goldsmith's crucible to burn out the dross, DROSS. And that's note 3423 to sign 2. Let's go to sign 3 with one note. وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. We did test those before them. We did test those before them. فَتَنَّا الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. We did test those before them. فَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلِيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. And God will certainly know, يَعْلَمَنَّ, those who are true and those who are false. كَاذِبِينَ. كَاذِبِينَ, those who are false. The note to read is 3424. 3424. 3424. The word know, and this is in double inverted commas, the word know is used here more in the sense of testing than acquiring knowledge. Full stop. God is all knowing, hyphenated. God is all knowing, semicolon, colon. God is all knowing, colon. He needs to test to increase his own knowledge. No, pardon me, astaghfirullah. He needs no test. He referring to God. He needs no test to increase his own knowledge. But the test is to burn out the dross within ourselves, as explained in the last note. Dross was mentioned in the last note. The last word of the last note is dross. All right, and that's note 3424 to sign 3. Let's now go to sign 4 with a note. Sign 4. Am hasaba allazina yamaluna asayiati. Let me take it again. Ham, am hasiba allazina yalamuna. uh, hab, am hasiba allazina yamaluna asayiati an yasbikuna. It is a question. An yaskupin. It's a question. Do those who practice evil, yamaluna sayiati evil, those who practice evil, and yasbikuna, that they will outstrip us? Do they think they will outstrip God? In other words, uh, sa- sa'a ma yahkumuna. Sa'a ma yahkumuna. Sa'a ma yahkumuna. Evil is their judgment. Judgment is hukmi. Uh, Yahkumuna. So evil is their judgment. No, 3, 4, 2, 5. 3, 4, 2, 5. If the enemies of truth imagine that they will be first is in double inverted commas. If they think that they will be first by destroying truth before it takes root, they are sadly at fault. For their own persecution may help to plant God's truth more firmly in men's hearts. Full stop. And that's no 3, 4, 2, 5 to sign 4. Let's go to sign 5. Man kana yarju lika Allahi, man kana yarju lika Allahi, fa inna ajala Allahi la'atin. For those whose hopes are in the meeting with God, laka Allahi, the term appointed is in brackets, without the bracket is reads. The term by God is surely coming. Is surely coming. La'atin. Surely coming. La'atin. Wahuwa sami'ul alim. Wahuwa asami'u al alimo. And he hears and knows all things. All things is in brackets. Without it, it reads, and he hears and knows. He God. He God hears and knows. The note to read is 3, 4, 2. Oh my God. Pardon me, viewers. My knees are down for you. The note to read is 3, 4, 3, 6. And also 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 7. 2 in 1. If I'm right. Yes. Yes. So sign 5, which I've just read, has two notes, 3, 4, 2, 6, and then 3, 4, 2, 7. 3, 4, 2, 6 first, meeting with God. Laka Ilahi. Meeting with God. Leka Allah. Meeting with God. 3, 4, 2, 6. The men of faith look forward to God. Their quest is God, and the object of their hopes is the meeting with God. They should strive with might and main, main. They should strive with might and main to serve Him in this life. Him, God, capital H, to serve Him in this life. For this life is short, and the term appointed for their probation will soon be over. The next sign, which is 2, 7, to the same, the next note, which is 2, 7, to the same sign 5, is against Carmen, La'atin, 3, 4, 2, 7. The term agile in brackets, may signify 1, the term appointed for death, which ends the probation of this life, and 2, the time appointed for this life, so that we can prepare for the hereafter. I think they mean the same thing. eh? So from birth to death is uh, is what the first case is, second case is talking about. And at the point of death is what the first case is talking about. I think they're the same. Okay. The hereafter, semicolon. The limit will soon expire, full stop. The limit of life will soon expire, full stop. In either case, the ultimate meaning is the same. Ah, I said it. Eh? In either case, the ultimate meaning is the same. We full stop. We must strive now and not postpone anything for the future. Full stop. And we must realize and remember that every prayer we make to God is heard by Him, by God, and that every unspoken wish or motive of our heart, good or bad, is known by Him and goes to swell our spiritual account. Indeed, that's why we should always ask for forgiveness, because we are there and some evil thought comes into your mind. According to the same Quran, the Satans will whisper something in your mind. Huh? Oh, look at this man. Look how he's behaving. Come on, push him out and go your way. It comes. Then something restrains you. Hmm? Things like that. Hmm? Uh, to swell our spiritual account. I think that's where, yes, and that's the note, the end to note 3427, 3427 of the second note to sign 5. Let's now go to sign 6. Uh, ومن جاهد فإنما يجاهد لنفسه ومن جاهد فإنما يجاهد لنفسه. And if any strive, into brackets, with might and main, if any strive with might and aim, they do so for their own souls. The nafsihi, for their own souls here. Even though singular is used in the Arabic side, the nafsihi means to his own soul. But to generalize everything is for everybody, for their own souls. Mm. Uh, for God is free of all needs from all creation. Oh no, I haven't gotten it. لنفسه إن الله لغني عن عالمين. إن الله لغني عن عالمين. Uh, for God, for God is free of all needs from all His creation. So alamin here is uh, described as all creation, is defined as all creation. Alamin, creation, all creation. The note to read is 3428. 3428 for their own souls is against souls. 3428. 3428. All our striving ensures to our own spiritual benefit. Full stop. When we speak of serving God, it is not that we confer any benefit on Him. No, He doesn't need any benefit from His Ganiyun. He is self sufficient. On Him, full stop. For He has no needs. God has no needs. As against our Christian brothers who say He created the earth on in 6 days and had a rest. No, God cannot rest. How? Wonderful. No good, Bacho. God doesn't need rest. He doesn't need anything, money or wealth or rest or anything, no. For he has no needs and is independent of all his creation. He doesn't depend on mankind. Full stop. In conforming to his will, we are seeking our own good. As in yielding to evil, we are doing harm to ourselves. Mm. If you go about backbiting about people, it is on yourself. It doesn't affect anybody. It's you yourself. Mm. Instead of sitting down, instead of listening to Suleiman reading the Quran, you go about listening to evil, talking evil of people, talking bad of people, wasting your time. Mm. Okay, and doing harm to ourselves. Full stop. And that's note 3428 to sign 6. Let's now go to sign 7, which has a note, I suppose, only one. Yes, only one note. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَنُكَفِّرَنَّ لَنُكَفِّرَنَّ عَنْهُمْ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ. Those who believe and work righteous deeds, from them shall we blot out all needs. La kafiranna, to blot. Kafiranna here is to blot all needs that they have committed. Sorry, all misdeeds. Pardon me. From them we shall blot all misdeeds. We shall blot all misdeeds that they have committed. Say atihim. ولا نجزيهم ولا نجزينهم ولا نجزينهم. Pardon me, viewers. I say this one is getting uh, full memory. ولا نجزينهم أحسنا أحسنا الذين كانوا يعملون. أحسنا كان Kanu Yalamun, better than what they did, better than their deeds. Okay, let's go to the English side. Let me start afresh. Those who believe and work righteous deeds, from them shall we blot out all misdeeds. Now we go to the next part. That they have committed. Sorry, all misdeeds that they have committed. Now let's go to the next part. And we shall reward them according to the best of their deeds. We shall reward them according to the best of their deeds. And that is لَنَجْزِيَنَّمْهُمْ أَحْسَنَ الَّذِي كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And that is the reward. And that is note. Let's go to the note. The note is 3429. 3429. 3429. And it's against misdeeds that they have committed. 3429. 3429. In striving to purify our faith and our life, we are enabled. We are enabled to avoid the consequences of our misdeeds, for God will forgive any evil in our past and help to the attainment of a future based on the best of what we have done rather than on poor average of our own merits, rather than on the poor average of our own merits. Full stop. The atonement or expiation is by God's mercy, not by our merits or the merits or sacrifice of anyone else. And that is note 3429 to sign 7. I think we should break here and continue in our next episode with sign 8. God willing. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all.